I got this, let's say, this shock by singing it, by how naturally it fit into my voice and into my musicality, like nothing else. Even though at the moment when I did my very first Wagner, I was very far away from German repertoire. There was a Wiesendank-Lieder that I did for the first time whilst being still a student in Covent Garden in London, and then it just felt so right. So that was quite shocking how naturally it fell into me, all of it, the language, the musical language, like that. There was a very, very, very old man who approached me after my recital and said, I hope I will live long enough to see you in Bayreuth. At that time, we're talking about 2004, it was absolutely incredible and from magical world, what he said, but here we are, you know. First of all, I started really early, thanks to my mom, because he noticed that I had a good sense of rhythm, and I was trying to play all the instruments that I could see, or I was even creating them. And she took me to a musical teacher, and I was 5.5, quite early, and confirmed that yes, she has a good ear. So I started, and I started as a pianist, which was going pretty well until we realized that I cannot play in public because all my fear went into my hands. So the minute there was somebody else in the room, everything was gone. So that was quite a pity. But since I loved music and I wanted to stay in music, I went into choir conducting. Also because this direction would give me a very wide musical education, since we learn to sing in the choir, also sometimes the solo parts, and also you learn to conduct, you learn to listen to other people, which in the end proved to be a very, very important aspect. So I started as a choir conductor, I graduated as a choir conductor, and then in the end of my last year of studies, suddenly the voice came, and I did not particularly study the voice. I did not have a teacher, nothing. It just came, I imagine, the hormones and the maturity, and it was like a third leg. It was really weird, but still I decided I should be brave, and I went to see a real singing teacher, a mezzo-soprano from Bolshoi, and she said, yes, there is a material. So I dared, and I made a jump. I left all the serious conducting studies, and because I was going to get into a conservatoire as a conductor. I was all ready, you know. It was the last year, and suddenly this, and was the youngest one who was participating in this huge competition to enter the conservatoire. And I made it. Well, there was a clever ear of Eva Maria Wieser and Gérard Mortier at the time in Paris, who heard me, and they on the spot offered me Brangäne. And at that time I was 24 when they asked me to do it. I thought it was complete madness, you know. But they heard something and they gave me a chance, and this was my first big success internationally on the big stage, and it was Brangäne immediately. And when I was still 25 years old, it was crazy, but somehow it worked. support in the beginning of my Wagnerian career from Daniel Barenboim. He really took all possible risks with me, like giving me Fricka in Die Walküre, which would be my role debut at the opening of the season in Scala. So he's one of those, you know, when he feels that he can support someone, he gives all, and that was very important. From that, after that, of course, we did also many rings with him, but then also other opera houses started to invite me as Fricka. By then, I was already quite known as Brangäne, so that all started to move, and after that came Venus, of course, here, which was an incredible experience for everybody, I imagine. And after that, naturally, next step is Kundry. So my first Kundry was in Vienna, and then here. This is kind of a very personal question to me, because my voice has always been somewhere in between. And when I started, I thought I would be a proper mezzo-soprano. And I've been looking for a stronger, lower register all my life, basically. But then very experienced people would tell me that don't worry about these notes. Your voice is going up. So later I realized that I'm a clear Zwischenfach. So I'm in between mezzo and soprano, so there's not even talk about a real mezzo voice. Maybe the color of my voice suggests that I'm a clear mezzo-soprano, but the range of it and where it wants to go, where it is comfortable to sing, is clearly Zwischenfach, in between. So this is I imagine this is why Wagnerian roles are so good to me, because he wrote many of them in between, and even in the score when it says soprano or mezzo, it's really up to the voice to decide what to sing. So it's really one of the reasons why it's so good in Wagner. However, recently I feel that the voice is really going up. So I've tried recently my first Sieglinde, which fit like a glove. I had goosebumps looking through the score. So finally, I think I'm coming into this, let's say, more of a dramatic soprano rep that I can dare to step into, because I have enough experience. Now on stage, I will not be crazy and overdo it. You know, I will not suffer from temperament. I will try to do my best, because it really feels that up there lies my working range. And this is where I feel at home. Also, the nature of soprano roles is more soft, more lyrical, especially talking about Sieglinde, that I'm used to, as a mezzo-soprano, I'm used to high notes being high notes of pain, disaster, the end of the world, big drama, death, whatever. However, the high notes of Sieglinde, they are light, they are love, they are air, sun, everything, you know, happiness. So it's a completely different approach, also mentally, to this. And it made it so easy. Suddenly, just the whole new world opened up to me. So I'm very, very excited, and we are looking into more of a soprano roles in the next years.
Und wenn ich Entweihte